Hello everyone, and welcome to the fourth of 7 tutorial videos for the BiOS app. My name is Stu Spencer, and I'm a senior researcher at FP Innovations. In this video series, we are working through a mock-up scenario with the BiOS app, providing step-by-step direction to assist potential users. If you have not yet watched the first 3 videos in the series, I would highly recommend you go and do that first. In this video, we are going to populate the biomass recovery page. This includes choosing the type of machine used in secondary harvest and entering a secondary harvest date. Currently, there are 3 preset choices for the user: an 800 horsepower roadside chipper in red, an 800 horsepower horizontal grinder in blue, and an 1100 horsepower horizontal grinder in orange. To choose one, simply tap on your machine of choice. You will also see a big green Edit button appear to the right of the machine. We'll talk about that in a second, but first I'm going to go ahead and choose a secondary harvest date. As discussed in the last video, the length of time between the primary and secondary harvest dates allow the program to calculate how much needles and leaf volume will potentially fall off the branches before the secondary harvest occurs. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose the current date, April 15th, 2021. Now, to edit the productivity and cost values of your secondary harvest machine, click on the Edit button and the app will take you to this page. This editing page has a number of features and data input fields. What you currently see are the default values in BIOS for productivity, costs, and all of the variables which contribute to the calculation of the costs. On the top line of the page, on the left-hand side, you will see the cost of the secondary harvest phase, not including transport, in dollars per oven-dried ton. To the right of that, the hourly cost for the grinder in dollars per productive hour, and to the right of that, the expected annual production of the grinder. Below, in the productivity section, there is a default calculated productivity value in oven-dried tons per productive machine hour. But if this doesn't accurately represent your operation, it can easily be changed by using the slide switch located here and entering a different value. On the right side of the page, you will see a field called Recovery Technical Efficiency. This is a value based on how clean the operator is harvesting at roadside and how much volume is being left behind after harvesting. The default value for this is 65%. Although I usually increase this value because the operators I tend to work with are very thorough and leave little behind. The data field below Recovery Technical Efficiency, called Effective Efficiency with Pre-Piler, is based on a value that can be adjusted when editing. However, that edit function can only be accessed after a report has been generated. This is something we'll go over in video 7. The pre-piler assumes that a machine has prepared the residue in the cut block for the grinder and therefore more volume can be collected. In the cost section of the editing page, you can change hours per shift, shifts per day, days per year, and operator's hourly rate. You can change the utilization rate, which can be defined as productive time divided by scheduled time, and you can change fuel cost and the fuel consumption in liters per productive hour. And lastly, you can change the rate of profit for your operation. As you change these values, the outputs at the top of the screen will change to represent new costs. If you make changes to any of the values and you wish to keep them, tap the Save button in the bottom right corner and the app will take you back to the biomass recovery page. If you don't want to save the changes that you made, tap the Cancel button in the bottom left of the page and it will also take you back to the biomass recovery page. When you're finished with the biomass recovery page, hit Next in the bottom right corner and the app will take you to the transport page. So this ends our 4th video. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video where we will explore and populate the transportation page of the app.